Hello and welcome to the Ending Body Burnout Show. We are your hosts, Chris and Philly, co-founders of a multi-award-winning functional medicine practice, serving busy people with energy, mood, and gut issues.
While busyness, addictive doing, people-pleasing, and perfectionism might be the norm, it's not normal, and it's a major contributor to health issues.
Our goal with this show is to give you a holistic root cause approach to healing your body so that you don't have to continue doctor or diet hopping or popping a gazillion supplements hoping something might stick.
So get ready to heal your body, get your spark back, deeply connect with yourself, and step into the life of your dreams.
Let's dive in. G'day guys and welcome to this episode of the Ending Body Burnout Show. If you haven't guessed, I'm driving. I want to talk to you a little bit about something today, but before I do that, why am I driving? Okay, well, Philly said to me, Chris, you have to record a podcast. And I was like, okay. And she said, I'm really busy and I can't do the thing because I'm doing other things. And I was like, okay, I can do this. And I'm like, wait, hang on. I'm really busy too. And we're like, we have to get a podcast out. We have to do an episode. I'm like, all right, well, our whole entire business is based on not being perfectionists. And here we are with this fancy little YouTube recording podcast studio. And I'm like, all right, well, a perfect world, I'd sit down and I'd do it in there. But it's not a perfect world. And life is happening. And I've got some balls in the air and I'm juggling. And so I thought, my voice just broke. What a better time and what a better topic. I don't know if that's the right way to say this. What better time, what better topic to talk about perfectionism and allowing yourself to be imperfect and just to record something while I'm driving. So where am I driving to today? I'm driving to go get my haircut. So today is all about driving with Chris. I hope you like it. I hope I haven't lost you. Thank you so much for listening. I really value your time. I've got something really important to say, and thank you so much for being here with me. So, insert jingle. This is Driving with Chris to get his hair cut. Yeah. Ending Body Burnout Method. Ending Body Burnout Show. Oh my gosh. We are probably going to lose all our listeners. Anyway, here we go. So, perfectionism. Perfectionism is crippling. The pattern is real. It can hold us back. I was talking to one of our clients and she was telling me about her kitchen table. You know who you are. And I love this example because it's so real and it was so real and important for you. So anyway, she had her kitchen table, dining table, this table in her house. And it was just covered with stuff. And she would go past it every day and she would look at it and it would just be so overwhelming. The amount of organizing, the amount of putting away, the amount of throwing away, the amount of effort mentally to clear the table. The table was under there somewhere and she just couldn't get it done. It was a bridge too far. It was a mountain too high. And this is really funny because this particular client of mine is an avid mountain climber and she has climbed almost every mountain in Tasmania. We have this thing called the Ables. And this client of ours, she's climbed all of the Ables. That is something that not a lot of people in the world can say they've done. In fact, there's less than 30 people. 30 people in the world have done what this client of ours has done. She can do hard things. She can climb mountains. Literally, she can climb mountains, but she can metaphorically climb mountains too. So why was this kitchen table a mountain too high for her? Why was the mountain of stuff on her table too much? And she was trying to be perfect about it when you boil it down to it. And so therefore, that mountain of perfection is way too hard. It is impossible. When we try and be perfect, the mountain is too high. We can't get it done. So, here I am thinking about the podcast topic of perfectionism, and I'm not getting it done. I'm like, oh my gosh, is this the pot calling the kettle black or what? So I've decided to put my money where my mouth is, practice what I preach, all those things, all those t-shirt slogans, and just press record while I'm driving to go get my haircut. I've got my cruise control on. I'm driving from where I live into town, and I'm sitting in traffic, and I'm just thinking, you know what? Let me just riff about this. Here's the thing. Let me talk about juggling. A lot of times we feel like we're juggling in life, and we feel like we got so many balls in the air, and we're just dropping them left, right, and center. I've got an insight about juggling. I can juggle 3 balls. I can keep 3 balls in the air. It took a little bit of practice. My Uncle Russell, if you're listening, Uncle Russell, you taught me how to juggle when I was about maybe 12. And I remember this. I remember ever since then how to juggle. I had a friend and a colleague, Andy, and he is a professional juggler. He can juggle way more than 3. He can do really cool things. He can juggle, I think he can juggle fire. I'm pretty sure, Andy, you can juggle fire. He's really skilled, but not everyone's like Andy. Not everyone can do the kind of things that Andy can do and juggle stuff, knives, bowling pins, all this sort of stuff. I know I can't, but I can juggle 3 balls, 3 hacky sacks. I can juggle 3 things. I can juggle 2, of course. I can juggle 1, easy. But 4, that's actually 1 ball too much. 5, impossible. I mean, I could invest some time and energy to the skill, but not right now. So let me be realistic. When I am going through life, if I have 3 balls to juggle, boom, I can do it. I'll drop 1 every now and then, but 3 is possible. 2, I will rarely drop 2, but I still have the chance of dropping 1. When I juggle 1, I'm just throwing 1 ball up and down. If I'm trying to throw it up and down, it's almost impossible for me to drop. So what I'm getting at is when you're going through life, if you are a perfectionist at heart, or you feel like you got this pattern, write this down. Juggling 1 to 3 things is performable. You can do that. You can go on the stage of life and juggle 1 to 3 balls. Go for 4 or 5, impossible. So when you are burned out, which you probably are because you're listening to this, when you have felt yourself be overwhelmed, when you are feeling yourself stretched thin, I bet you $1 million Monopoly money that you are juggling more than 3 things. 3 things, 3 projects, 3 things in your life. And if I'm wrong, let me know. But I bet you I'm right. So, what do? Well, number 1, try and reduce the amount of projects that you're doing to 1 to 3. Now, if you've got a lot of things going on, well, see if you can park something. Have a look at your list. This is tip number 1. Park something. Just put it on the side. Stop juggling so much. Park something. Park as much as you possibly can. See what that whittles your list down to. If you're still over 3, try this. What is the most important project out of the list that you've got going on? What's the most time critical? Now, this time critical one might not be fully aligned with your highest purpose, but you've committed. You've told other people that you'll do it. I'm thinking of something where I've promised somebody something, and it's just like, oh man, why did I promise that? Why did I agree to this? And I've put my foot in my mouth. I've picked up a ball and decided to juggle it when I, in hindsight, probably could have parked it. That thing that other people are relying on me for, I've probably got to go through with that. So I call that urgent, but it's not important. To me, it's not important. It might be to somebody else, but it's not to me. So that's a fire that I've got to put out. So I'm probably going to put that to the top of my list. That is a project priority. What is not relying on, other people? What is not urgent? What is not a fire? See if that can whittle your project list down a little bit. I bet you it does. I bet you only got a couple of things that, so I'm just turning off the highway here. What is not a fire? Park all the non-fires. Yes, they're important too. Yes, they are. But if you've got some fires, guess what? If your house is on fire right now, you're not in a season of your life of watering the garden. You're not in a season of your life of watching TV. You're not in a season of your life of relaxing, of going to sleep, of stretching, of retreats and yoga and reading your favorite book and cuddling up on the couch and having a hot cocoa. You're not in that season of your life. Your flaming house is on fire. I'm talking about literally. If your house is literally on fire, am I right? You grab your kids, grab your dog, and get out. Once they're safe, you grab the hose and you shoot water on the fire. Or maybe if it's a small fire, you put the fire out first. You deal with the fire first. So, in your life, if you're burned out, which you are, and if you're not, don't worry about this. If you're burned out, put out your fires. Put out your fire. You have to put out your fire first. Once your fires are put out, then you can focus on the other stuff. You can focus on not having fires in the first place, not saying yes to things that aren't important to you. I mean, they're important to other people, but they're not in your highest value list. You can focus on that later. For now, put out the fires. Okay, next. Well, let's just say you have put out the fires. Let's just say you're looking at your list and there's actually no real fires. I mean, if you're like my client with the kitchen table, that's, it's not super critical. She wasn't going to die if the table stayed the way it is. I'm sure she'd be okay. I mean, the evidence is clear. She could probably go another day. She's gone a year with a messy table, a table, a mountain of stuff on the table. So she could go another day. So we're not talking about something urgent here, but we are talking about something important. The messy table for her was important. It just wasn't urgent. And when you're in a state of fight or flight, freeze, facade, fawn, and you are really operating out of a threatened nervous system state, you're hardwired, you're wired for urgency. And so when there is no urgency, it's like, do nothing. If it's not going to kill me, I don't care. That's the way your nervous system is. That's why the table stayed like that for so long. So, next step is I'm safe. You have to know that you're safe. You have to know in your nervous system that you're okay. So next tip is, your next tip is to remind yourself, affirm that you're okay. Things are all right. Once you've done that, you can get into the important things and the next thing I'm going to tell you is about how to juggle the important. You have to get all that other stuff out of the way first. You have to deal with the urgent, put out the fires, and then you have to remind yourself that you're safe. Okay, here's the stuff. When you're left with a few important things, what's the most important? Rise that to the list, top of the list. Once you've got that whittled down, remember, all we're after is getting your projects down to 1 to 3. Once you've got them in order of most important, then focus on the most important. Now, how can you tell if something's important or not? Well, first you need to get clear on where you want your life to head, your life direction. If you're not clear on where you want to go, you will go anywhere. You will get distracted. You will get pulled off course. So get clear on where you want to go. Get clear on what you want. Once you are clear on what you want and where you want your life to head and your life direction, the trajectory you want to head in your life, then you can be clear of certain projects, milestones, activities that actually take you in that direction, and which projects, milestones, activities take you away from that. Little side quests. In this period of your life, reduce the amount of side quests. If you play role-playing games, I love role-playing games. There's a game called Skyrim, and it's probably one of my favorite games I've ever played in my life. And there's so many little side quests that you can do. So many little side quests. And they're great. They're important. They help you to build your character. But right now, in this state of burnout that you're in right now, side quests either burn you out or make your healing harder, if not impossible. So reduce the amount of side quests. Have a look at your projects that you've got on your plate, the things that you're juggling, and say, all right, what are side quests here? Next thing, once you've whittled that down and you're looking at your side quests and you remove those, if you still got over 3, then you go, all right, well, out of these really important things, which looks the most fun? And I call this the ease filter. The first, and that's ease spelled E''S. The first thing is, which is most enjoyable, which looks like the most fun? And you filter out anything that doesn't look fun. And if you still got more than 3, then you go, okay, which one looks like I've got the energy for? So E for enjoyable, E for energy. And, one of those things just might require a little bit more energy than the rest. Put that aside for now. It's still important, don't get me wrong. But for now, we're looking to whittle it down to 1 to 3 projects. Next thing. So you've looked at which is enjoyable, which one you have the energy for, and then you look for this one, which is the easiest, which is like a low-hanging fruit or the most simple. So enjoyable, energy, easy, and when you have a look at it. Is that project that you're doing, can that be whittled down into something essential that can you tick? What actually is worth the tick? Does that make sense? You might be able to tick that project off by just getting it done a little bit. The project of the mountain on the table, what is worth a tick? Does it all have to be put away, or can you put it in piles? Is that worth a tick for today? What's worth the tick for today? Essential. And I bet you, by following this advice, you can whittle your projects down to something that is 1 to 3. And if you've still got more projects, then just close your eyes, and point your finger at one of them And that is your sprint focus for the week. The week. You are in a season of your life of 1 week. You have 1 week to just focus on that one project. There's going to be side quests. There's going to be fires to put out. There's going to be other balls that someone will throw at you. But that one project is your intentional focus and priority for the week. All right, guys. I'm at the hairdresser actually 1 minute late. So, sorry, Glenn. I'm coming in now. Thank you so much for driving with me. This has been a Driving with Chris, or whatever I called it. Anybody Burnout Show. Have the best day ever, and I will talk to you again next time. Bye.
Thank you so much for listening. We so appreciate you. If you'd like to give us extra smiles, drop us a review and spread the love by sharing this episode.
You can also rate your own state of burnout and the root cause contributors by taking our Ending Body Burnout Assessment on our website. And if you're interested in learning about our group or one-on-one Ending Body Burnout programs, shoot us a DM via Instagram or Facebook.
Have the best day ever.